How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today, we're going to take a look at Workhorse and kind of what happens if they don't get the entire USPS contract or even a portion of it. I've discussed this a little bit, what I think the price will do, but I'm going to go into more my price estimate and what I think it might go to if they don't get it and why I'm still bullish over the long term. So there was a news article that came out this last weekend, and it kind of went over why this company is still bullish over the long term, even if they don't get a portion of the USPS contract, which I think they will. And hopefully we'll know in the next month. But that's one of the biggest questions I get. Well, what if they don't get the USPS contract? And I'm still bullish on them, so I'm going to talk about that. And I also want to say before we get started that I started a TikTok. So this is very small still. I have 7 likes. I just posted a video for the first time in months. But I want to start posting more on TikTok. So definitely go follow me there if you want. I might do a dedicated video and try to get to the point where I make $1,000 on TikTok. Actually, someone that I hadn't met before, and I honestly don't watch that much TikTok, but Tyler Pauly reached out to me about investing and said that I should join TikTok. So shout out to Tyler. I might have to start doing this a little bit more and see if I can go from $0 to $1,000 and kind of show you guys along the way. So comment down below if you want to see that. And then you can go follow me there too. I'm going to be doing different content. Definitely go check that out. The link is in the description. But let's take a look at Workhorse stock today. So Workhorse was up last Friday. They're up to almost record highs. So we look here, they're floating right around their all-time high. And they really went up to about $21 and then kind of floated back down around 14 to 17. And over the last week, we've seen really good price action. So I have bought into the stock. I own about 32 shares or so. And people ask me all the time, what's going to happen if they don't get part of the USPS contract? I am bullish on the stock. I still plan on buying more. So even at the price we're at now, I just did a video a few days ago, and you should check out the video because I'm actually buying shares of Workhorse based on how well we do in this video. So based on the views, the watch time, the subscribers, and then the comments too, I am going to invest a different amount in Workhorse. So I know that I'm kind of working the algorithm a little bit. I am getting paid for this, but I'm getting paid maybe $91. It shows right here. And so far, based on our numbers, I'm going to invest about $450. So I'm really bullish on the stock. I wouldn't do this if I didn't believe in it, but go check out that video. I'll link to it here. If you want to make me invest more, subscribe to us, watch the video, like it, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll invest more in Workhorse. It's kind of a win-win for everyone that's invested. But I am going to show you this article that I just read through, and it's actually from investing.com on Workhorse eyes electric van sales with or without USPS. So I have my own thoughts on this, but I want to read through a couple key points that I think are really good points that they make here in this article. So they've rallied 1,500% since hitting a 2020 low in March. So this company has just gone AWOL, really, right? So the stock price has gone insane. And, a lot of people are investing in it just because they've seen it go up. That's kind of a risky thing. I think you really have to do your due diligence. But this is a very highly technological company. It's kind of on the cutting edge because there aren't a lot of these electric step van, last mile delivery vehicles. And so far, they've delivered 3 C-Series electric step vans to Ryder System. And, that hasn't been a lot, right? So that isn't a lot of vehicles. But they're starting this nice relationship with them, and they have an order for about 1,000 vehicles. So they are vying for the $6.3 billion contract, like we've said. Their CFO actually said, Steve Schrader, said that even if they don't get this contract, he is still excited about it. He says he still likes his business even without the USPS contract. They say right underneath that there is only 1 out of 5 analysts that have a hold rating on Workhorse. The other 4 have a buy rating. So these are, kind of wishy-washy, so you don't always know if these are up to date. Usually they're in the past, so if the stock runs up real quick, they might be out of date. I saw that a lot around the pandemic when there was a big drop and then no one really updated their buy signals or hold signals and stuff like that. But he says some portion of the run-up is still due to the fact that they might win the USPS contract, but he still thinks it's a great company with or without the contract. And this is kind of interesting. They go into Nikola right underneath that there is a lot of attention on these companies, and there are people that want to see it go down. There are people that want to see it go up. But unlike Nikola, Workhorse has actually produced some vehicles, and then they go into how big their market is. So there is about an $18 billion a year market. So even if they don't get the USPS contract, that's a $6 billion contract, but that's over 5 or 6 years. So that is about $1 billion out of the $18 billion. So just about 5% of the total market is this contract. It's just a very big contract up front. So it's a big portion that's all in one specific area. But there's still the 95% of the market that is still up for the taking. In July, it says too that BTIG raised their target price to $26 a share. And that's only the second highest price on the street. And they're giving this target price based on the fact that they think they'll make 8 vans next year and secure a portion of that USPS contract. So I've talked about in my previous videos my price target if we get the USPS contract, and I'll link to that here too. But I think that's going to be a huge boost for the stock. Then they go through, something that some investors don't really realize with Workhorse, which is that they have a 10% ownership stake of Lordstown Motors, which has been given recently a $1.6 billion valuation. So this gives them equity of about $160 million. So they're kind of spread out, right? So there's not just all their risk in one basket. Even if Workhorse does terrible, they still own 10% of Lordstown. If Lordstown does really well, that's great for Workhorse. So they are nicely spread out between those two different businesses. And then they had something big at the bottom. They say, while Amazon and Walmart have been testing drone delivery for fixed locations, Workhorse has the only patent for drones taking off from trucks. That's kind of interesting, right? So they have a lot of different patents and a lot of different certifications, Workhorse does. And that's going to put them a leg up on the competitors. They're the only fully electric vehicle still vying for that USPS contract. But they are still bullish. This article talks about why they're still bullish, even if they don't get the USPS contract. Now, if they don't get it, I think we're going to see a pullback initially, right? So I've talked about that in my previous video. I think we could see the stock price go down 50 to 70% within the following days. But I think over time, maybe over the next 5 years, maybe it's just 1 year, maybe it's 10 years, whatever it is, I think we're going to see the price go back up. I like the company and I like their technology. And I don't think that they're too highly valued if they can start making their way into this $18 billion a year market. So let me know your thoughts below. I think that, like I said, I think that it could drop 50 to 70%, but I think that it's going to do well over time, even if they don't lock down that USPS contract. Again, let me know your thoughts. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving this video a like and then commenting your thoughts below. Also subscribing if you haven't subscribed. And there are links to WeBull and M1 Finance if you want to get some free stocks in the description. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.